Hello, hello, and welcome to this week's episode of The Hard Choice, Simple Steps for Showing Up. My name is Brad Draper. I am your host. I am grateful to be with you. Let's talk about things. Let's have a discussion. Let's be together. I took a nap, and it was glorious. When is the last time you took a nap? Honestly, my naps are not long. They're like 25 minutes. This is not like a 1 hour or 2 or 3 hour thing. This is fairly quick, in and out, in a very specific location. I do the same thing with the same setup. I have a fan at my feet. My feet are propped up. I'm in my office chair laid back because my office chair goes flat. It's one of those cool ones. But I do that. I try to do that every single day. I try and have that be an afternoon bump in energy. We have this idea that we need to keep driving, that taking a nap is being lazy. Well, it's actually a secret power. It's a secret power. It's a secret superpower. That's what it is. That is so unutilized. Just getting a little bit of an energy bump for the rest of the day. You just go so hard in the morning, take a little nap, and then go so hard all the way to bedtime. I've been asked more times than I can actually count how I have the energy that I have at the afternoon of the day. 1, I'm caffeinated. 2, and the biggest one, I take a nap. And how important it is to recognize that as a tool. Using that tool, it makes for you to be able to run faster, run hotter, and run harder. Kind of like swinging and chopping the tree, like we talked about last week. You need to have each chop be at full power. You need to be all the way there. I was receiving messages from team members at 5:30 or 6 o'clock this morning because they're on Central Time or Eastern Time. But this morning I was receiving messages. I think 6:05 was when I was going back and forth with my team, 6:05 a.m. And I was already at the end of my workout, by the way. I'd started my workout at like 5 a.m. But we just go. The alarm clock goes off at 4:30. We hammer down. I was sore as all get out today. I had a major hardcore mountain bike ride yesterday. It was awesome, but I went really hard. I rode by myself, which when I ride by myself, I go much harder, much faster than I do when I'm with my bros. Because of that, I entered today's leg day, yes, leg day, exceptionally sore. But there was no question, there was no thought. I woke up and I was like, oh man, my back hurts. My legs hurt, my body hurts, and I'm about to go do heavy squats, heavy hip thrusts, heavy stuff, which is Friday is my heaviest day of the week by far. I still got it done. There's no question. You just install. I watched a video the other day of this girl talking about the mindset of somebody with high levels of discipline. It's not that necessarily they have more mental fortitude and discipline, even though they kind of do, but it's more than that. They remove the ability to choose. They just install it as a program. I don't choose, do I feel good to go to the gym? Do I want to go to the gym? I just do it because that is something that I do. I eat certain foods because that is what I do. We went to a neighborhood cakewalk today, or a cupcake walk. Didn't have any cupcakes. Why? I wanted to smash all of them. I wanted to smash the food. I did not. I stayed away. And how important it is to remove the decision. That's the true key. Removing decision. On the things that need to get done, you just simply get it done. When we look at this world as a whole, when you look at your path, look at your plan, look where you're going, there are many ways to say this. But at the end of the day, it kind of comes down to this concept, as Gary Vee says, you're going to have macro patience, micro urgency. I've heard him say that, and I've heard a few others. I don't know who originally said it. Macro patience, micro urgency. It's also known as aggressive patience. Andy Frisella says that. Blissfully dissatisfied from Ed Milet. All these high achievers, they all have their own way of saying the same thing, which means in the long term, have grace with yourself. Have patience. Recognize that things take time. If you want to bake an amazing cake, you can't crank the heat to 800 degrees and do it in 15 minutes. It takes a finite amount of time. But that doesn't mean you're not sprinting every single day. This whole life is a marathon, go at an even pace. No, screw that. Look at professional marathon runners and they are sprinting. If you're looking at people that are running whatever the world record is right now, 3-hour marathons or some insane asinine number, they are sprinting the whole time, all 26.2 miles. That's how this race of entrepreneurship really is. It is go, go, go all the time, recognizing that it will take a grandiose amount of time to get to where you're going. We have so far to go and so little time to get there. That idea is this concept that you have to execute every day with as much urgency, as much speed, as much aggression as you possibly can. And if you don't think you're giving enough, give more. If you think you're giving enough, give more. If you know you're giving enough, give more. It's always give more energy, more effort to move the needle. Some days you're going to show up with your A game. You're going to show up at 98, 99, 99.9%. Some days you might even show up at 100%. Some days you might show up at 30 and 20 and 15%. But you're giving it everything you have. You're recognizing that there are down days, there are up days, but you plan accordingly. And you move the needle forward. Sometimes that needle actually is resting. Sometimes that needle is sprinting. Sometimes that needle is coasting. Sometimes it's just keeping a steady clip. I was thinking just now about my mountain bike ride yesterday. There are times where I'm sprinting. And funny enough, the times I sprint the hardest are 1, when I'm approaching a really big hill, and 2, when I'm on the big hill. Those are my 2 hardest sprints, to gain momentum and hold momentum as long as I can up this massive hill. And when I'm on the downhill, I'm still pedaling. I'm still working. There are moments of rest, and there's moments of work. There's moments of extreme work and moments of coast. It's all between. And there is this beautiful dance that goes in with understanding of execute every single day with as much aggressive urgency as you can possibly muster. I want you to look back in your life right now. Look back to yesterday and say, am I happy with my effort? Look back last week. Am I happy with my effort? Look back over the last month. Am I happy with my effort? I want you to review your journal entries. Are you journaling, for one? If you're not journaling, it's pretty hard to track where you've come from. The whole tracking a metric, that whole concept, a journal is a metric to see where you've come from to where you are now. You may feel like you haven't gone very far, but you read over the metric or the journal. Oh, wow, I've come really far. Or you might think you have not come, or you think you've gone super far, and you look at your journal and say, wow, I really have not made that much of a difference. I look back over these years, and the beauty of AI is I can upload a week, a month, a year, and extrapolate major pivot points, major milestones, major slacking points. What could I have learned? What did I repeat? Did I repeat certain things over the last year? Certain pitfalls that I'm just not smart enough to learn, apparently. So I need an extra set of eyes, aka AI. Utilize AI to your advantage. You have this tool that's readily available. In most cases, it's free. You don't have to pay for the higher versions. Yes, the higher versions release more opportunity, greater speeds, more intelligence, more depth of learning, but not always. You can upload these journals, especially if you use digital journals, and have it review things, give you biofeedback. There are AIs available to help you do this and to focus in your attention, focus in your energy, and really dial in what it is you need to be urgent about. Because that matters. Remember the whole accuracy and precision on your swing for that tree? What you do and where you place the energy, effort, attention, and focus, it matters. Where you place your thoughts matter because those thoughts precede opportunity or actions, and those actions precede opportunity. See that? Where you focus, you find, aka where you place your focus, you find in life. If you are ruthlessly attacking the right things, you will go down the right path. Conversely, focus on the wrong things, you're going down the wrong path. And here's the real thing. You're going to go down the wrong path most of the time. We screw up most of the time. You're going to do incorrect things the majority of the time. Gratefully, we don't need to win all the time. We just need to win a select few. And those select few move the ball forward in massive ways. These huge pivotal moments, these huge windfall moments. Just a couple, last week, as of recording this episode, was the anniversary to our current leadership team meeting. Our current ownership, current C-suite team, that was the first 1 year annual meeting. And I messaged into Telegram, said, happy anniversary. This is the day that we all met for the first time. And how pivotal that was. It is wild to think in the last 12 months how far we've come compared to the previous 14 months. Mind-bending. And how fast we've accelerated. We weren't working any harder, by the way. We were working smarter with the right people in the right seats. The right butts in the right seats. And the people that were not in the right seats, we moved them. And some people, they didn't need to be on the bus. So we kicked them off the bus. And we replaced them with the right butts in the right seats. It is important to recognize and understand that this takes a team. And sprinting every day with the grace, love, compassion, and understanding that it will take time. Have patience with yourself. It will never get there as fast as you want to. We have this lady in our neighborhood. I love her to death. She is our adopted grandmother. In fact, she lived in the same neighborhood we lived in before this house. She was just a few doors down from us. And 4 years ago, we moved into our current neighborhood on the other side of town. And we stayed in contact. I would see her periodically. I would go to her house. And she's the sweetest, she's probably like pushing 90 years old. Her husband passed away a few years ago, back in 2021. Love that man. He was a great, tremendous example to me. And he was like our grandpa. They were amazing neighbors, always looking out for us. And then she notified me that she was going to be moving into her son's house, which is in our current neighborhood. She is 2 blocks away from here. And I was washing my mountain bike yesterday after that brutal, gnarly bike ride. And she walked up to me walking the dog. Keep in mind, she's like 90, walking her dog. It's awesome. And she asked, how's the business? How are you doing? How are things moving? She's always, has been for 4 years. How are things going? I'm praying for you. You're always on my mind. I'm super grateful for people like her. But she recognizes that things take time, but she's always praying, always asking, are you there yet? Are you there yet? Are you there yet? I said, we're almost there. We're getting there. This is taking much longer than we would have ever liked to admit. It's taking longer than we ever wanted. I mean, when we first started this project, we thought we were going to be up and rolling in 3 to 6 months. Well, we're coming up on like 30 months now. Here we are, 10 times the amount of time we thought it was going to take, based off of who we thought to be experts and their expectation. It's just not how it worked. And that's okay, because the amount of learning that we did, the amount of stripping away that we did as people, the things that I deemed really important, I had this huge list of cars, where I wanted to have houses, all this stuff that I love watches. So this list of watches, it's all kind of fallen away. And I've focused in on the things that I actually deem to be important. And I've really learned for myself who I am, what's important, and what I care about, despite any financial ability. that comes with recognizing that you have to have macro patience. You have to understand that it's not going to go at the rate that you want it to. And that is so frustrating. It is infuriating and so downright depressing at times. You get down on yourself. Just, why can't I get this done? Why can't I move any faster? Have you thought to consider there are lessons in the time frame? You have to go down the path to learn those lessons. If you recall, long ago, started my elbow and come up my arm. You wanted to get to the tip of my finger on the path, and then you got to my thumb and realized this is the way I'm supposed to go. So you go that way instead. But you couldn't see that path down by my elbow. I think about that a lot. And how much things have changed. On the same path, by the way. Doing the same thing. But I have, as a person, have changed so dramatically in the last 30 months. Heck, I'm different than the last month. I'm less different than the last week. One of the most depressing things that I ever hear when I ask somebody, how are you doing? Oh, it's the same thing. Same old thing. We'll keep on moving. Same thing. I saw a friend the other day that I only see a couple times, like once or twice a year. We used to be best friends. And I asked him, how are things going? Same thing every day, all day. And it literally is the same thing for the last 20 years. Same job, same position, same everything for 20 years. And it takes people by surprise when they ask me, what's new? And my response is always everything and always. What's new? Everything and always. I'm always changing. Everything's new. I'm never the same. Always progressing forward. And then I catch them up a little bit since I last spoke with them and realize, yeah, it is a lot. That's so cool. And I'm grateful for that opportunity. But that comes by way of the thoughts, which lead to the action, which lead to the opportunity. So that is what I have for you. I'm grateful for you. Have patience with yourself and the time it takes. Have macro patience, but micro urgency. It is a supremely important concept to understand. Find me on socials, Mr. Brad Draper. Let's have a conversation. Like this thing, subscribe to it, download it for future listenings. Until next week, I love you guys. Bye.